Isa ka bang negosyante na gustong magbenta online pero namamahalan at nahihirapan gumawa ng sariling online store? Paano kung sabihin ko sa'yo na pwede ka na magbenta online kahit hindi ka techie? May mura at hindi masakit sa bulsa na paraan para makapagsimula ka sa sarili mong online store. Tumatanggap rin ito ng credit cards and cash on delivery para sa mga orders. Nakakonekto sa mga kilalang delivery providers sa Pilipinas. At higit sa lahat, wala ka nang kailangang bayaran ng interest at commission sa bawat benta. San ka pa? Gusto mo yon? Gusto ko yan!
Paano mo nasabi?
Lahat yan magagawa ng online store builder ng Prosperna.
Sige, masubukan nga. Paano ba simulan?
Ang gagawin nyo lang ay mag-set up ng account, mag-upload ng logo, at maglagay ng mga products. In just one click, konektado na agad ang mga payment at delivery partners nyo. Pwedeng-pwede na kayo sa e-commerce sa halagang abot kaya.
Ganun ba?
Ganun talaga. Kaya book ka na ng free demo at simulan na ang online negosyo para dumami pa ang benta. Lahat ng yan bigay sa'yo ng numero 1 online store builder ng Pilipinas. Mag-prosper na sa Prosperna!
Mga online sellers, mura, mabilis at maaasahang deliver service ba ang hanap mo? Yung di ka napipila ng matagal dahil courier mismo ang pipick up ng parcel sa bahay or opisina mo? Viajeros Express Cainta Rizal Branch ang maaasahan mo. 100% serbisyong Pinoy. Guaranteed next day delivery. Hindi mo kailangan magbayad agad ng shipping fee para maipadala ang parcels mo. Pwede kang mag-offer ng cash on delivery payment sa mga customer mo. No COD fee. Hanggang 5 attempts ang pag-deliver sa customer. No RTS fee. No minimum parcel required para maging VIP partner. Real-time ang monitoring sa libreng dashboard. May magiging dedicated account manager ka pa. Ano pang hinihintay nyo? Grow your online business with Viajeros Express Cainta Rizal Branch. Kabiyahe mo sa pag-asenso. Kay Viajeros, siguradong alaga ka sa serbisyo.
Life has become fast and busy. People have become more web-savvy on internet. Video is where your customer are spending time. Video marketing is the latest trend. Video marketing is getting bigger and bigger. 95% online marketers use videos. 85% visit the website after viewing the video and make purchase decisions. Video marketing can get you more click-through rate, more exposure, more social engagement, 73% more conversion lift, and 95% more brand impact. Introducing Pinoy eCom Vids. What we do? Video ads, graphic design, motion graphics, and product shoot. Protected deals and 100% successful deals. Here's some of our testimonials. Contact us via Facebook, email, and phone messaging or phone call.
For work or play, increase focus and stamina while powering through a workout or any physical and mental activity. Drink Coffee Charm every day. Get into your optimal energy zone and stay there for longer. We mean what we say what we mean. Say no more.
Yan. Hi, everyone! Good evening. Ano ba yan? Akala ko natanggal ko na lahat ng nakabalakid ng pouch. Good evening, good evening. Tonight is our 10th episode of our May interview series. So if this is your first time watching, so what we have, this webinar series that we have it this month is basically focusing on celebrating lives, celebrating wins, and celebrating journeys of these e-commerce entrepreneurs. If in case they're not in the e-commerce scene, their business is related or connected to e-commerce. So basically, the goal of this interview series or this webinar series is to be able to inspire aspiring e-com entrepreneurs. If in case you've been doing this for a while and you're struggling, to be able to inspire you to keep going by the stories of our guests. If you've been watching since day one, basically one of the key denominators or one of the common things out of all the nine, because today is our 10th, out of all 10 speakers, because we have one episode with two speakers combined. But basically, what they all have in common is that they've experienced a lot of failures during their journey in being a business owner, and they never ever gave up. So that's why, that's one of the goals, to be able to inspire those that are struggling to just keep going. And of course, to be inspired by the stories of our guest speakers, and at the same time, be able to spread good vibes all throughout this month, diba? Masyado ng maraming negative around us. Though, since the pandemic came, negative became a positive thing. But you know what I mean. There's a lot of um, toxicity in politics, in as simple as Miss Universe, at kung saan-saan pa. So basically, the goal is to be able to spread good vibes. So our guest for tonight, um, actually, I just realized that he was one of our students. I just don't remember exactly what batch he attended one of ojMD um, trainings or seminars in Mandaluyong. As I was going through some of the videos, I saw him. I just did not flash the video where we really included his part on the video kasi pinapa-edit ko pa. But soon you will see it. It will be included in my introduction. So I'm very excited to have our guest speaker for tonight. I'm pretty sure that he really has a good story to share. And other than being our student before, he's also speaker na rin siya with some other events. Even with New Bold University, he was one of the speakers with NBU just this January. So good evening, John, Joseph, Jazmines. How are you tonight?
Hi Mary, I'm good. Thank you for the invite again. Really love na nag-speak ako sa audience niyo. Hi everyone.
Oo. And Jay had always been he always supports ojMD. Every time we ask him, we invite him to be a guest speaker. He always says yes. And I don't know, maybe because epidural, no, when I had my when I had my twins, that's why I did not remember that he used to be one of our students. I just don't know. I just don't remember exactly when, but it was in our one of our events in Mandaluyong, because I saw him in our highlight. When was that, Jay? Was that 2018 or 2019?
I think early 2019 ata yung
Oo.
oo, yun ata mga early 2019. Doon ko
Pero I'm
kayo
not
first
sure if you,
nakilala.
alam, meron ka partly dun sa intro video ko ng ojMD. Pero yung isang video talaga namin, talagang sinama ko dun yung part mo na you were sitting on the floor, right in front, parang for you to be able to
Oo.
see the screen better. Hindi ko palang ma-flash yung video kasi may pinapa-edit pa ako. But on the upcoming sayang, but on the upcoming episodes, yun na yung intro ng ojMD na ipapakita ko. So
Sige,
ayun.
please, if
So
meron
my
tayong
very
mapakita.
first ang payat-payat mo pa doon. Hindi pa baka nagtatago lang ng t-shirt mo. Hindi pa masyado kita yung muscle mo dun sa video mo ng ojMD. So
Oo, baka nga.
ayun. Oo. So my very first question for you, Jay, is who is Jay bago ka naging business owner?
Si Jay, before siya nag-take ng responsibility maging business owner, is isang malaking headache sa lahat ng mga tao sa paligid niya. To be honest, yung nasa school ako, hindi talaga ako interested sa school. Na yung nangyari doon, if merong 40, para may ano lang no, if may 42 students, ako parati yung 41st. Yung 42, may special attention yan pagdating sa mga teachers. Tapos hindi ko alam na importante pala yung quiz not until umabot ako ng third year high school. Kasi hindi talaga ako naging interesado sa school. At the time, hindi ko nakita or hindi ko na-understand ano yung point. During college naman, madami akong regretful decisions na ginawa as a young adult. And lahat yon nagbago ever since nagkaroon ako ng dalawang incident na nagka-aksidente ako. Car accident siya. And pangalawa naman, it was a very painful memory na medyo close to giving up on life na ako noon. So, through the pain, nag-promise ako sa sarili ko na bababago ako and nakadiscover ako ng path of personal development. And dahil dun sa mga negative experiences ko, came out something very positive. So, yun yung past ko.
That's very surprising, ha? I mean, like, ever since I've known you, parang parang you seem to be very responsible, very humble, and to think that you actually had that kind of past. So how has being an entrepreneur affected your personal life?
What I could say is, during nung pandemic, nung family ko, syempre nag-stop yung income ng majority sa family ko. Also yung mga cousins ko, yung family nila, nag-stop din yung income sa mga family nila. And very thankful ako na before pa nagka-pandemic, I was able to share yung knowledge ng e-commerce, yung knowledge ng business na to. So yung pagdating ng pandemic, nagtulungan-tulungan kami lahat together. All I can say is pagka-affect ng personal life ko is fulfillment. Lahat ng mistakes ko, lahat ng pagkakamali ko, somewhat ito yung shining moment na nabura lahat yon and na-redeem ko yung sarili ko sa family ko. And happy ako sa experience na yan. Very humbling
That's good.
experience indeed.
That's great. And how and why ka napuntang eco?
How and why? Okay, nagsimula talaga ako sa real estate. Real estate agent ako dati na ako yung makikita mo na lumalapit sa mall, na mag-offer ng property. Walang flyers. I-offer ko lang talaga, try kita kausapin for 15 minutes. I-iron naman ako ng majority ng mga tao. Tiniis ko lahat yun. So, alam ko talaga digital marketing works. Pero yung boss ko, sinisigawan ako. Hindi yan gumagana. Very traditional siya. He was very good at he was very good at offline presentations, ganon. So yun yung naturo niya sa amin. So after noon, na-deploy ako sa Dubai, and after Dubai, pagka-uwi ko dito sa Philippines, sabi ko, hindi na ito yung gusto kong gawin. Alam ko may better way. At hindi ko makukuha yung better way na yun if nagstay ako sa company na yun. So nag-start ako magsarili. Pinagalitan ako ng tatay. Actually, pinipilit ako ng tatay ko na maghanap pa na ako ng trabaho. Nagkukunyari ako kasi hindi ko alam paano mag-apply. Kinuha lang ako sa real estate kasi ni-refer ako. Hindi ko alam talaga paano mag-apply or paano magbigay ng resume or gano'n. Hindi ko siya nag-gets. So, nagsarili ako. Habang nagkukunyari ako, nag-apply ako ng trabaho, nagsisimula na ako sa e-commerce. Nag-search ako ng how to earn money online and nadala ako doon. So, and through a seminar na sineryoso ko talaga, tinapos ko yung buong course until hindi ako nagpa-distract, tinapos ko talaga siya. And doon ako nagkaroon ng first experience na, uy, I can make money online. So, sineryoso ko na siya. And it was the only thing I know at the time. So, wala na talaga akong ginawa kundi mag-focus.
That's interesting. What motivates you?
A lot of things but the thing that motivates me the most is, syempre, yung mga dreams and pangarap natin, not just for ourselves, but for the people around us. But here's the thing, hindi alam ng mga tao na there's a motivator 10 times more powerful than pleasure, which is yung, di ba, pleasure is kung ma-achieve mo dreams mo.
Right.
Yung other side ko naman ng motivator is pain, which is the pain of not reaching yung God-given potential ko. It scares me every day na what if hindi ko siya maabot? What if in this lifetime na nasayang ko yung life ko? So I know sometimes na I need to come into terms with that, pero it's a motivator din na it could help others.
So, what are the things that keeps you doing to achieve your goal?
How do I keep myself motivated? Kailangan talaga very religious. Alam niyo, sabi na write your goals, write your goals. Hindi na understand ng mga tao na akala nila very petty mag-write ng goals every morning. Pero hindi nila alam na pinoprogram lang nila yung mind nila. And once they're programming their mind, somehow yung beliefs nila magbabago. And after magbago yung beliefs nila, magbabago yung thoughts nila kasi nagbago na beliefs nila. After magbago yung thoughts nila, mag-change yung feelings nila. Kasi thoughts will generate yung feelings, feelings will generate yung action, action will generate yung results. So always start from the very beginning. And how do we reprogram ourselves from how we are today? So yun yung ginagawa ko parate. I always write my goals, and hindi alam ng mga tao, goals are just another way of programming our mind kung anong gusto natin maging. So yun parati ako, may morning routine ako parati na hindi nabibreak.
So since you mentioned that you have a morning routine, can you describe or outline your typical day to us?
Okay. So my typically day, syempre, let's be honest, di ba, hindi naman lahat talaga may good day and may bad day. Marami talaga dyan biglang out of nowhere as business owners, bigla na lang, putang ina, nangyayari sa araw ko. Pero we have to come into terms with that, right? So yung good day ko, i-share ko. So number one is, kailangan talaga walang phone. So it's very important na makip natin yung peace natin sa morning. Di ba? Agree ka dun? So once yung morning natin sira na, it sets the tone for the whole day. And then next naman is know what to delegate and know what to do. And pag may free time ako, always work out agad yan. Kasi health trumps everything else. May pera ka nga, pero wala namang health. And then on weekdays, I study at night. And on weekends, I'm nanood ako Netflix with my partner. And sometimes I relax lang with friends. Yun yung yun yung mga typical day ko. But on bad day, parati ko lang nire-remind sarili ko na this situation or this experience does not define me. I would always choose to be more forgiving of myself kasi it's very important na alagaan din natin sarili natin. We don't know kailan tayo biglang mababurnout, bibigay. So, i-respect natin yung body na binigay sa atin ni God.
That's right. Since you mentioned that you write down your goals, diba? How often do you do it? Like, how often do you write down what you want to achieve?
So, for example, isa sa morning, isa sa gabi. Para always, sila. Sometimes may nagsasabi sa akin na afternoon din daw para talaga tuloy-tuloy. Pero ako, mas importante sa akin na maging consistent. Na kahit once a day, any time of the day, basta masulat siya. Ma-remind lang na ito yung programming na gusto ko gawin for my life. Kailangan ko siya i-follow no matter what.
So iba pa yung to-do list mo for the day, tapos you have a separate list that will constantly remind you of the things that you would want to achieve. In general.
Yes, magkaiba sila.
Nice. Okay. Kasi diba, some of us would usually, like ako, like what I'm aware of or what I got used to doing is, like, Say for example, either you do it every start of the year or parang pinaka-often na nga yung every start of the month. Pero iba rin siguro yung you do it once or twice a
Mm-mm.
day. Yun nga, tama nga, diba? To constantly keep on reminding you what you want to achieve. Parang, when I talk to Randy Sanyo, parang, what keeps
Mm-mm.
him motivated, but not necessarily motivated, but sa kanya naman, it's more of, if in case he experiences struggles, he just goes back to the reason why he's doing these things, which is basically his goals. So, kumbaga, parang that's what
Mm-mm.
would consistently help him keep going is by remembering why am I doing this in the first place. So, I think it's a good practice. Try ko nga yan, yung everyday
If I may add,
nagsusulat ng goal. Oo.
I agree
Kasi
dun. And if I
to-do
may
list,
add,
to-do list lang ang nililista ko everyday.
ito yung something na hindi pa nagagawa masyado ng iba. Sometimes
Mm.
people always write number goal, di ba? Always, ano ba yung
Mm.
number na gusto ko ma-achieve? Ano ba yung gusto kong maging? Pero hindi nila nire-write down, ano ba yung gusto nila ma-feel that day? I want to
Mm.
feel accomplished. I want to feel successful. I want to feel happy. Why do we try to achieve yung goals natin? We try to achieve yung goals natin to achieve a certain feeling. But why don't we reverse engineer the process? Why don't we try to set goals kung anong gusto natin ma-feel for that day?
Mm.
I want to be intentionally happy today. And
Right.
somehow, dahil ginawa natin, in-attract natin yung happiness, yun yung focus
Correct.
natin, somehow we get to see it, we see opportunities that brings us happiness. And the more happiness we do, sometimes naging snowball effect na siya, na padami ng padami ng padami yung happiness natin. But it all starts with the intention of setting the goal as a feeling. Yung feeling natin as a goal, rather. So yun,
That's
if
right.
I may add
And
lang
I
yan.
think by doing that, no, yung sabi mo na write down what you want to feel. So say for example, sa morning sinulat mo na I want to feel happy today. Feeling ko if we do that also, parang pag may suddenly kunyari sa hapon, biglang may nag-trigger sa na biglang mapupunta ka sa bad mood.
Mm-mm.
Parang I think you would also recall what you wrote down in the morning. Na I want to feel happy. Kahit papaano,
Yes.
mare-revert mo. Instead na, since something is triggering you to feel upset, instead na dediretso yung feeling mo na maging upset, bigla mong mare-remember na, I want to feel good today. So, parang
Yes.
hindi ba
Yes.
masyado mapupunta to full extent yung feeling mo
Yes.
of being upset. That's nice, ha? That's really good. Sige. That's a very good advice. Let's
Thank you.
do that. So how do you generate new ideas naman?
To generate ideas, number one, books. Number two, networking with friends. And number
Mm.
three, watching documentaries. So, sinasabi ng iba, kailangan talaga isang way lang, books lang, books lang. Kailangan
Right.
talaga watching YouTube video lang. Well, in reality, it's actually the intention. Intention is the key ingredient to all ideas. So, if nanood ka ng documentary or nanood ka ng Netflix series, without the intention na tutulong siya sa business mo or without the intention na mag-generate siya ng new idea. Kung winatch mo lang yung video na yon na walang intention to learn from it or to generate an idea from it, wala ka ma-receive from it. It's the intention
Right.
that gives us answer.
What type of documentaries do you watch?
So for example, yung very recent na napanood ko was Game Changers, pati yung Cowspiracies sa Netflix. Ang ganda, sobrang ganda. Nakakagulat lang na how the world is really shifting dahil sa pandemic. Actually, hindi pa dahil sa pandemic. Na fast forward dahil sa pandemic. So yun yung mga recently na napanood ko.
That's nice. So given that, it's not easy to do business. Anong nagtulak sa'yo to still do it despite the challenges?
I always believe na may tinatawag na hero's journey. So, I do believe in hope na in all challenges, matatapos din talaga siya eh. Imposibleng hindi matatapos yung problema. sobrang
True.
imposible hindi matatapos. So there's always
That's
hope na may mangyayaring good at the end of it. So the hero's journey is si hero, may makakalaban siyang enemy. And yung enemy na yun, mapapapunta siya sa challenge niya, sa desert niya. Yun, kumbaga, matatalo siya dun sa enemy niya, so pupunta siya sa desert niya. And then, during yung time niya sa desert, dun siya nag-acquire ng skills. So, knowing na kahit ang hirap ng situation, what skills are you developing at your desert? Once na-acquire mo na yung armor mo, once na-acquire mo na yung mga knowledge and wisdom mo during your desert moment, makakalabas ka, matatalo mo yung boss, matatalo mo yung kalaban mo, and you will come out a better person, a person that's more equipped to handle more
mhm.
challenges. And the next challenge na dadating naman, ganun ulit. So para makikita
Right.
mo, uy, may parating na challenge. This is my next hero's journey. So, pagdating sa journey na to, magiging bagong tao na naman ako. Sobrang na-excite ako pag ganun. And then akit na naman ako, going up, makakalabang ko ulit yung same enemy nagpapunta sa akin sa desert, and magiging better person ako. A wiser, a better, a calmer, and alam mo na, more motivated and more prepared.
So parang ano lang, no? Parang talagang bilog lang ang mundo. Like there will always be ups and
Oh,
there will always be downs. And I think, diba,
yes.
as what you said, one of the things that you mentioned na is really true is that problems will always come and go. And sabi mo nga, diba, hindi naman, walang problema or walang challenge na hindi natatapos. Diba? I mean, if
Mm-mm.
we would all recall everything that we've gone through in life, diba? I'm pretty sure that, no matter what age you are, you've gone through more than 10 problems. The least, diba? Or probably even more. But definitely, all these, minsan lang kasi when we're currently at that stage or when we're going through something, yun lang yung time na parang we don't know what to do and there are times that we feel helpless and all. Ikaw nga, you shared na, you even had an experience where you wanted to end your life. And I did experience the same thing as well years ago. Na minsan pag naalala ko siya, minsan parang natatawa na lang ako na, oh my God, I was that desperate. Parang ganon for that time. But these things really do come, diba? It's just that people have different coping mechanisms
Yes.
and kumbaga parang I'm a firm believer that we will not be given a problem that we cannot solve. It's just that
Yes.
sometimes we don't know how to solve it. But apparently, yun nga, as what you mentioned, no matter what problem or challenges we face, it will always end. And what we mean by end is that you will be able to surpass that challenge or that problem that will come your way.
Oo.
And as what we've been also mentioning during the past few episodes is that what actually makes us, I mean, who we are now is because of the challenges and the problems that we have encountered in the past. And basically, our past or the problems that we went through is basically what makes us a better person, a stronger person. And ikaw, as what you mentioned, di ba? Kumbaga parang before, pasaway ka and all, sakit sa ulo to the people that know you. But through your experiences also is what molded you and what made you
Yes.
who you are now, right? So
Yun yung
that's good.
perfect
That's
term eh.
good.
Molded. It molded us. Sometimes
Molded. Correct.
yung,
Ganun naman
um,
talaga.
I want to congratulate people na, for example, tayo, may pinagdaanan tayong experience na almost took our lives. But hindi inisip ng mga tao, parang sorry sila sa atin na nangyari yon. But I want to congratulate us because it made us who we are. And outside looking in, magulat na tayo, "Uy, ibang-ibang tao na tayo because of those experiences." It's the meaning that we give for every situation, di ba? And I give
Yes.
meaning and I give blessings sa situation na yun na nangyari sa akin.
Yes. Saka di ba parang one of the things that I learned from I'm not from a friend of mine before is that every time you encounter a situation, a problem, a challenge, whatsoever, always ask, what are you trying to teach me? Parang
Mm-mm.
it's
Mm-mm.
the best way to overcome a problem or a challenge if you instead of parang 'di ba, parang instead of asking parang bakit to nangyayari sa akin, ask what are you trying to teach me? Parang what is this
Yes.
experience trying to teach me? Parang so that at least it will be easier for you to also accept what's going on. Though yun nga, di ba, as what I mentioned, sometimes we don't understand why things happen. But eventually, parang yun nga, if you just look at your past, everything that you've gone through, all the problems that you've gone through, it will only make you realize that, this is just a test again that you just need to face. Parang sabi mo nga, yung sa ano yun, ang tawag doon?
Hero's journey.
Hero's
Hero's journey.
journey, di ba? Para lang siyang wheel, di ba? Sometimes you're up, sometimes you're down. But your experiences, every time you're down, is what will mold you to be a better person and to be who you are
Yes,
now.
tama.
Ayan. So, what can be your best advice that you can offer to someone who's new or would want to venture e-com pa lang?
Okay. Gusto ko muna mag-hi kay Emmanuel pati Joven. Hi guys. Okay, so advice ko to someone new sa e-com is that really need to focus on one thing first. The problem with starting the problem with or the challenge with starting entrepreneurs is ang daming shiny object, di ba? And nagkakaroon sila ng shiny object syndrome. They try one thing and then hindi gumana onte, they jump to the next. Hindi masyado gumana, they jump on to the next. So the biggest challenge na nakikita ko for some is that they don't really focus. They have to finish one thing first and try it again and again because if tama yung mentor, tama yung nagturo, then definitely magkaka-results. Kailangan lang talaga tiyagain. And sometimes, perseverance, pinagkukulang sa mga tao. So my best advice is focus and persevere.
That's nice. How about for those naman who's been doing it for a while and is struggling in e-com?
Okay. So, those na nag-struggle sa e-com, the number one tip na pwede kong ma-share is to have the best support system. Because in reality, we can't do this alone. It's not me against the world, diba? It's somehow what really wins is a team. And the people that really got me here, yung friends ko. Every time ako ma-rock bottom, handun sila para sa akin. Umaabot na sa point na we eat rock bottom for breakfast. Kasi wala na kami alam namin pag nadapa kami, tutulungan lang kami.
Right.
And ilang beses na nangyari yon again and again. The people that support you and will care for you are the people that's going to keep on lifting you up no matter what. So yung isa pang tip is tanggalin lahat ng mga tao na negative sa life. Although sometimes it will be family, pwede naman may mga times na kung hindi talaga maybe bawasan lang yung attention sa kanila. Don't give them don't give them as much time. So always find people that will support you and will care for you. Genuine love for you.
That's true, no? I mean, as simple as, as simple as, like, di ba minsan we have, like with us, we need the network. So, not everyone in our Facebook list is our friends, really, di ba? Some can just be someone that we got to know, or someone is just a common friend of someone. But we need the network. That's why we need to keep adding, people in our friend list. But there are some people na, minsan yun nga, kahit yung close friends natin, or kahit yung relatives natin who would post negative stuff about the politics, about religion, so on and so forth. Nakakadagdag. Like ako, I don't watch the news. I don't watch the news because I find watching news stressful. And I don't want to add stress to myself given that, I have personal issues, I have business issues that I already need to deal with. And I have my own issues that I need to deal with. Manonood ako ng news. Maapektuhan lang ako sa mga nababili. Ako nga, parang na-update lang ako sa news pag lumalabas lang siya sa feed ko sa sa Facebook. pero hindi talaga ako updated with what's going on. So, and as
Agree ako
simple
dun.
as, kunyari, kung meron ka ding Facebook friend, regardless if ka-close mo siya, relative mo siya or not, but you're posting things that, you find toxic or is not helping you have a positive outcome or a positive outlook in life for the day, 'di ba? Unfriend, you don't need not unfriend pala, unfollow, 'di ba? Pwede mo na silang i-unfollow just
Tama.
for the sake na para hindi mo nakikita yung feed nila. Ayan, tama,
If
tama
I may
Eman,
add nga
unfollow.
din
Hindi
dun
pala unfriend,
oo.
unfriend yung nasabi ko. Unfollow pala.
If
Not unless sa sobra na ng friend list mo, unfriend mo sila. Pero unfollow lang muna. Hindi naman nila malalaman na in-unfollow ko yun. You were saying,
to
Zay?
add to that then, never pa naapektuhan ng plane crash sa ibang bansa yung buhay ko. 'Di ba? And may mga times din na parang itong scandalous event na to, hindi naman talaga niya naapektuhan buhay ko. So, bakit ako naglaan or ba't ako nagbigay ng emotions ko, ba't ako nagbigay ng oras ko for something na wala naman talagang impact sa life ko. Sabi nga ngayon, it's now at
Correct.
the
That's
age of
true.
information. We're now at the age of information whereas sobrang daming information na nangyayari sa atin na sobrang bombarded na tayo. Now, the struggle is finding the right info. So, the
Correct.
news is, for me, is just another challenge na ang hirap ma, it's challenging pag
Yes.
nandyan siya parate.
Correct. That's true. Oh, hi Joven. Sabi ni Pamela Ann, hi, totoo, bakit parang natatamaan ako? I think ito yung sinabi mong shiny. I think nag-comment siya na nagsabi ko nung shiny syndrome ba yun? Yung na sa shiny syndrome. Ayan. So always, diba? I mean, since the pandemic happened, the word positive is not really good, but technically, diba? Basically, what we mean is, just try to remove anything that will make you upset, anything that would not give you a good day, anything that would
Mm-mm.
trigger you to feel something bad, something sad, diba? Let's always have positive vibes. What I do is I always follow pages that is about motivation, self-love, self-worth, anything that would help you be positive. Like there was also a time na I would always watch videos about self-worth, self-love to
Yes,
help
yes.
me to help me boost my confidence ba for myself. I don't like watching romantic movies kasi naiinis ako. So I don't watch those things. I would rather watch reality shows, yung mga anything that would make you feel good. It's
Tama.
basically
Kasi
that. Always do things
it's
that would make you feel good.
hindi alam ng mga tao masyado. I think very common sense to pero hindi masyado ginagamit ng mga tao. Happiness is rocket fuel. And once biglang tumatak na sa utak nun, nga no, how can I get more happiness in my life? Where can I seek more happiness in my life?
Correct.
And then once na nangyayari na yun, mag-snowball effect na siya. But it has to be intentional na hanapin ng mga tao na maging happy talaga muna sila.
Right. And it's also you need to exert an effort, 'di ba? Parang sabi mo
Yes.
nga as simple as like at the start of the day, 'di ba? Usually our mood begins with what we do as soon as we wake up. 'Di ba kaya nga may tinatawag na if someone is in a bad mood, parang there's this connotation na did you wake up in the wrong side of the bed? 'Di ba? Parang sabi nga ni Jay kanina, as much as possible, if pwede, pagkagising, do not open your phone yet. 'Di ba? Just try to do some personal development stuff, try to work out, meditate, pray,
Yes, yes.
for you to prepare yourself for the day before you say check your phone, check social media, check your email, so on and so forth. But what's important is that you already psych yourself before doing anything. Parang yun na pag-usapan nga namin ni Jay kanina as what he shared, diba? Write your goals daily. best someone recommended to him na do it 3 times a day, morning, afternoon, and evening. However, Jay does it 2 times a day, every start of the day and end of the day. And that's what we were talking about earlier. If you actually also hi,
Hello!
if you also set yourself through that, if anything triggers you within the day to feel upset or para medyo mawala yung happy mode mo, kahit papano, you
Mm-mm.
would remember that, I want to feel happy today. Okay, so okay, medyo
Yes.
negatong nababasa ko pero hindi ako masyado magpapa-apekto. So it's all about how, but it's not easy ha. You need to do it daily para masanay ka. 'Di ba? Parang it's also a force of habit. As simple as if you're not a morning person, for example, but technically you can be a morning person. You just need to make it a habit to wake up in the morning and do stuff that would help you wake up and be productive at the start in the morning.
Mm-mm.
So it's all about a matter of habit. What is your favorite aspect of being an entrepreneur?
Mm, pinaka-favorite aspect ko of being an entrepreneur is the continuous learning. Alam mo yung parang at one day, accountant ka, the other day, marketer ka, the next day, bigla kang magiging sales, the next day, bigla kang
Right,
magiging HR, the next day, bigla kang magiging manager. Ang dami. So parang it's a constant learning, it's a constant,
right,
sometimes we have to learn the things that we hate the most. And nandun talaga yung challenge eh. And dun natin makikita yung totoong sarili natin, who we truly are. And I truly believe that entrepreneurship is one of the best personal development journeys na pwedeng pagdaanan ng kahit sino. Hands down, makikilala nila kung sino talaga sila, paano sila under pressure, kung anong gagawin nila at a certain scenario, ano yung morals nila, ano yung pinaka principles nila, and that's very amazing. Very, very amazing
that's
para sa akin.
right. So when you started, Jay, were you a one-man team?
Yung nag-start ako, yes, all alone lang. So, isa yun sa mga hard pills to swallow ko nung scaling ako. Yung nag-scale na ako, ang dami ng tao, so parang kinain na yung oras ko, nababalyo na ako. For lack of a better term, nababalyo na ako. It was
Mm,
eating up my peace na, especially, halos lahat VA, di ba? So,
right.
one of my biggest things or mga biggest changes na kailangan ko talagang gawin was getting partners. So, the moment na kumuha ako ng partner, dun talaga gumaan yung knowing na there's someone beside you na tutulungan ka talaga no
Right.
matter what.
So may katulong na. Ako nga, before I remember, though I don't recommend this while driving, nag-a-answer ako ng Facebook page inquiries nung one-man team pa ako. That bad kasi parang I didn't want to lose the sale. So parang ako they message so I would rather reply. So even while driving, magre-reply ako sa mga page inquiries. So it's also good to experience being a one-man team so that at least once you grow and have a team, you
Mm-mm.
know what they're supposed to do, diba? Kasi may iba naman, they don't want to be a one-man team. Immediately, they hire someone. But it's still good that you
Oo.
experience it yourself
Yes.
first prior to hiring someone to
Ako
do it for
sobrang
you.
sobrang against ako. If agree ako sa sobrang against ako na mag-hire ka lang na hindi mo alam yung gagawin niya. So parang for example,
Right,
for example dati hindi ko alam paano mag-accounting. So nag-outsource ako ng accountant. Pero paano ko matatrack yung performance ng accountant kung hindi ko inaral yung accounting? Ano KPIs
correct,
ko sa kanya? Hula-hula
that's
na lang
correct.
tayo na parang after mo magawa yan, suggest niya yan, gagawin yun, oo na lang ako ng oo. I think that's a very, not a good, for me, it's a ganun na way of doing business. Kailangan talaga learn it first and then delegate. But in terms of domain expertise, na it's things talaga na sobrang expertise na, that's the time na pwede mag-hire ng someone better and then pa-coach na
Right,
lang muna from someone else, how do I set my KPIs for this person. So, ganun ko siya nakita. So, agree ako sobra sa'yo.
right, that's correct. Um, What is your greatest fear, Jay? And how do you manage fear?
Okay, like na-mention ko kanina, greatest fear is not living up to my God-given potential. And yung mga, and I always try to manage it by this quote: almost all decisions, almost all decisions made from fear is the wrong decision. And once ma-figure out ng mga tao, totoo, so almost all decisions ba, almost all decisions come from fear could be wrong. So people would try to realize na kailangan nila tignan yung mga bagay at an objective point of view. And once they see things objectively, makakahinga na sila, makaka-decide sila na mas maayos, mas makakagalaw sila ng tama. It's always about aligning kung ano yung tama talaga, ano yung tamang decision natin. Si Oprah Winfrey,
Right.
I always meditate on her quote na, what is my best next move? What is my best right next move? Parang something like that. So it's always being still and understanding na, okay, objective na ako. What is my best next move na tama? And then yun yung gagawin ko. Not acting out of compulsion or fear or anxiety. Because in business, the moment na maging very emotional tayo, matatalo tayo, just like in boxing. Yung pinaka-aggressive
Right.
and yung pinaka-galit sa medyo ma-rage, siya yung natitake advantage of, siya yung nakokontrol. So I try to get out of that situation and I try my best to be still and just be calm in making decisions.
Right. And as what people always say, diba? Never make a decision when you're upset.
Very true. Very, very true.
I mean, regardless, business, personal life, lalo na sa business, diba? Kasi business does not only affect you personally, but it also affects your employees, it affects your clients. So it's always good to have a sound mind before you make any decisions, and never make any decisions when you are upset. How many times have you failed, Jay?
Sobrang dami na. Di ba nga, I eat rock bottom for breakfast. So, I guess, safe to say, mga three big failures na.
This is business.
This is business, oo.
So, if you don't mind sharing, what has been your biggest failure in business?
Biggest failure ko was last year na muntikan talaga totally mag-close na as in ganun. Pero dahil nga very thankful ako sa mga friends ko and very supportive talaga yung naging community, yung inside community na na-build ko. And na-build ko with them. So I'm very thankful na sila din yung tumulong sa akin. The people na tinuruan ko dati, suddenly yung umangat na sila din yung tumulong sa akin later on. So very, very, very thankful ako sa kanila. I dedicate yung success ko right now dahil sa kanila.
So, bale, do not be ashamed. Do not be ashamed
Oo.
to cry for help.
Yes,
You need
yes.
help.
Sometimes yung pinakamali sa mga tao, sila man of pride. Alam mo na yung parang, hindi, kaya ko to mag-isa, but in reality, we need other people. We need talaga real friends na magsusupport sa atin. And the moment na yung isang tao na feeling niya sa Superman, Superwoman,
Right.
that's the moment na magka-crumble lahat ng inisip ng tama. Di ba nga, deadly sins, isa dun, pride. So,
Correct.
the less pride, the better.
That's right. And that's why, as what I always mention, it's really good to have a network. As what you mentioned kanina, diba, your network will be the one to uplift you if you're feeling down. You do the same with them. If you're struggling on something, you can ask them for what strategies they're applying, and they can help you. And as what Jay mentioned, diba, it was his network that also helped him the time that his business was about to close. Actually, si Edward din kahapon na mention niya na there was a point where si Atos, yung Atos niya was almost at the point of bankruptcy. Pero yun nga na turn around. So, these instances happen. This is part of the game, though, kumbaga parang these experiences is what makes a business owner
Yes.
stronger and fiercer. Kasi 'di ba, what could be the worst problem than potentially losing the business that you shed blood, tears, and sweat on,
Oo.
and you were able to turn it around na from the sobrang bagsak na yung negosyo, pero na 360 degrees mo siya na ibalik mo siya sa dati, or not just dati, but even more um, uh, better, stronger compared to what it used to be. And I think parang siguro sa ating mga business owners, yan ang parang yan yung pinaka life-threatening, I would say life-threatening
Oo.
experience, yung almost mawala na yung negosyo mo, yung talagang darating ka dun sa point na mawawala na yung negosyo mo, pero nagawan mo siya ng paraan na naibalik mo siya, right?
Gusto ko nga
So
i-congratulate
that's
yung mga
really
tao na almost nag-fail or even nag-fail na yung business nila. Gusto ko sila congratulate kasi milestone yun eh. Lahat naman talaga ng
right.
entrepreneur pagdadaanan yun. It's inevitable. And sometimes may mga iba talaga na tuloy-tuloy, di ba? Swerte sila. But for most entrepreneurs, they will experience failure. And when they experience failure, they come back better and stronger. But for those na naging victim lang and for those na hindi natanggap, those are the people na, alam mo na, they need to shift their mindset and perspective
Right.
more. But to those na nag-fail and nag-bounce back, congratulate sa inyong lahat.
Yes. Congratulations, 'di ba? Talagang ano 'yun, talagang I think that's even that's even a bigger milestone compared to just hitting, say, 7 digits or 6 digits. Pero
Oo.
yung, 'di ba? Iba yung ano iba yung what do you call this? Iba yung accomplishment na nandun ka na sa, kasi if you reach 6 digits, 7 digits, kumbaga parang nagsiscale ka na na pataas niyan eh. Kumbaga parang technically you're on a successful path just going up. But if you're at the point of almost losing your business, it means you've reached a momentum and then boom, biglang bumagsak. And then you were able to turn things around and you were able to lift yourself back up. So great. That's really, really good. Um, who has been your greatest inspiration and why?
Okay. So yung biggest inspiration ko is parang si Matthew McConaughey is yung 5 years ahead niya. Is him 5 years ahead. So I'm always inspired sa future self ko na nakikita ko yung higher self ko na ito yung mga advice na binibigay niya sa akin, pinapa-understand niya sa akin na ito yung path na kailangan ko i-take. Kasi majority of the people, ang nangyayari sila, naging inspiration nila. Lahat, di ba? Naging inspiration nila yung isang person na nag-build ng 200 or to 500 people, employees. Inspiration naman nila was the person na naging speaker globally. Isang person naman naging artista or naging worldwide celebrity or I don't know kung ano pa yung mga gusto ng mga tao. It's usually money, fame, and whatever. But the thing
Right.
is, yan ang binigay ng society na expectation para sa kanila. In-expect sila ng society na makuha yung certain title na yun. But in reality, yan ba talaga yung gusto nila? Diba? If we ask ourselves, yung goal ba talaga na gusto ko ngayon? Yan ba talaga yung goal na gusto ko? Or yan lang ang goal na sinabi ng society na dapat kong kunin? Sinabi ng
Right.
society, kailangan ko daw magkaroon ng ilang milyon sa bangko para ma-feel ko yung worth and value ko. But in reality, hindi naman talaga yun ang gusto ko. Iba yung gusto ng puso ko. So, my greatest inspiration is not usually other people, but it's myself in the future. It's my higher self as well. So I always ask myself, ano ba gusto ni JJ? Ano ba gusto niya ma-feel? Ano ba gusto niya mangyari sa buhay niya para sa kanya? Na para pag namatay na siya, hindi na sabihin or hindi siya magsisisi sa ginawa niya. Kasi ang always na inisip niya, what does JJ really want to achieve? So yun yung naging
Right.
inspiration ko.
Nice. What would you say are the top 3 skills needed to be a successful business owner?
Okay. List siya na pwede. Lowest on the list is for me is mindset shift. So mindset shift, seeing as problems as challenges, as simple as that.
Mm-hmm.
Kasi kailangan talaga natin maging parang fighters tayo. Na whenever there's a problem, we see it as a thing that would equip us with better skills, better knowledge. And then number 2 is ability to strategize. Kasama na din doon yung pivoting, kasama din yung adapting. Syempre ngayon pandemic, we experience all of that. So that's number 2. And number 1 is EQ, to improve yung skill ng EQ. Because when you scale, it's not anymore about IQ. Yun ang akala ng mga tao. Akala nila kailangan sobrang talino mo para mag-start ng company. But in reality, if you have high EQ skills, magaling ka makipag-communicate sa mga tao, ma-empathy ka na tao, you can actually get them to go for sa mission mo, sa kung anong gusto mo ma-achieve. Kasi yun talaga yun eh. We can leverage on the knowledge of other people if we have the right sets of communication skills, of people skills. But the tendency is the people na mataas yung IQ, hindi naman lahat hindi ko sinasabi lahat. Sometimes nangyayari sa kanila is they feel na alam ko na. That's the term. Kaya ko to, alam ko na. And sometimes yun yung nag-stop sa kanila. But for those na mataas din yung IQ, tapos na-break nila yun, man, ang galing nila. So, yun yung mga things na mindset shift, ability to strategize, and EQ skills.
Right. And one thing that I can add to that, with always being prepared with problems, is that don't dwell on the problem.
Okay. Tapos nawala ata si Mary. Ako ba nawala? Hi guys, gusto ko lang mag-hi. Hi Eman, hi Nika, hi Bro Roy. Okay, so ako na pala magiging host ng... Okay, joke lang, dito si Mary.
My back. Live, kalaban internet. Excited na ako mag-try ng dito eh. Saying, don't dwell on the problem. Think of how can I get past through the problem through solutions instead of dwelling on the problem. And yun nga, as what Jay and I kept mentioning and sharing earlier, it's good if you practice and train your brain to be positive, have a positive outlook in life. Sabi rin ni Jay kanina, do not just write down what you want to achieve, but at the same time, also write down what's important. What you want to achieve is different from what you want to feel. So always write down both, and that would help you go through your journey, no matter if it's a personal journey, if it's related to your business, if you're new in business, or if you've been doing business for a while already. Is there any part in your life, Jay, or in your life experience that you would want to change if you had a chance?
If I'm going to be honest, I don't have any intention na may change ako sa nangyari sa life ko. I believe I'm right where I'm supposed to be. I believe na perfect yung timing ko. I believe na tama lang yung nangyari sa past ko. Sakto yung order na nangyari. Kasi mayroon akong purpose na kailangan i-serve. And if gusto ko palitan yon, then I'm really actually inaano ko yung order of things. Meron na akong may gagawin na akong purpose on earth eh. Nangyari lahat yun. Andito ako ngayon kung saan dapat ako. So, I don't really want to change anything na nangyari. I accept them. And I'm grateful for all of them.
That's great. That's nice to hear. And again, as what we mentioned earlier, our past is what we are now. So yes, Jay is, if you were to write a book about yourself, how would you name it?
Actually, may discussion na ata ako nito last week with a friend. I would name it The Activated or Activators. So, it's always that burning question on bakit yung mga tao na walang-wala in life pero in the end, nakukuha nila lahat. And bakit yung mga tao na dumaan sa sobrang daming challenges, later on, sila pa yung nagiging successful. But somehow, on the other side of the spectrum, merong mga tao na binigay sa kanila lahat, pero wala silang ginawa with the things na binigay sa kanila. So, yun yung gusto ko gawin sana na book, Activators.
That's nice. I think it's because one, if you either had if you were really poor and had nothing, kumbaga parang your only goal is to be successful in life, and you would do anything and everything that you can to reach that goal. And it's the same thing with people who no, compared to yun nga yung sabi mo nga na, compared to if you were born with a silver spoon or everything is given to you na it's sometimes, I mean, I'm not generalizing, no, kasi meron din namang mga
Yes.
born with a silver spoon, pero you know, still did it on their own and still very
Na-maximize nila.
successful.
Oo.
But kumbaga parang minsan minsan yun nga, diba? Yun nga, whatever we were in the past or our experiences in the past, yung mga tao na either hirap sa buhay before and then wanted to have a better life. So kumbaga sa ano bang tawag doon? Kumbaga sa kabayo, 'di ba? 'Di ba yung mga kabayo meron sila yung ano bang tawag doon? Yung parang meron silang cover sa may mata nila. So that para diretso lang yung path nila. Hindi pa ganon. I mean that's basically like, I think that's the best way on how to deal with your goal. If you really want to achieve something, talagang you really need to be straight on with that goal and not letting any challenges or anything else hinder you from reaching that goal. So that's why with what you mentioned, yeah. So I think those people who either had a very rough or hard past, or those people who had a very challenging past, sila yung medyo mas makikita mo na nagiging successful. Parang ako, I always say na I believe that even the poorest person can become the president of the Philippines as long as that person will really do anything and everything to achieve that goal. And that kind of much for gracing us tonight. Thank you for sharing your insights. You know, it's always good to speak with you. You always, you know, have very inspiring things to mention and say. And ako, ang dami ko natutunan sa iyo today. Gagawin ko yung daily writing of goal and daily writing of what do I want to feel for the day. Thank you so much. So tomorrow, guys, our guest for tomorrow is Nathan Villasis. So he's gonna be our 11th episode for tomorrow night. Ayan. Again, Jay,
Thank you,
thank you
Mary.
so much for your time. Thank you always for your support. And for everyone
You're
who's
welcome.
watching, thank you for watching, guys. I hope that Jay's story inspired
Bye,
you
guys.
and would
Thank
make
you.
a difference to your life. Again, guys, stay home, stay safe, go with this reel, enjoy the rest of the evening, and I'll see you guys tomorrow. Thank you, everyone. Goodbye. Thank you,
Bye. Thank you.
Jay. Goodbye. Bye,
Thank you.
everyone.